You believe you know who you are, your personality, your strengths, your limits, your story. But most of what you call me is a narrative, a construction, a pattern reinforced over time. And once you see that, something shifts. Because if identity is constructed, it isn't fixed. Your brain needs coherence, so it builds a story. I'm not disciplined. I'm bad at relationships. I'm always behind. I'm the responsible one. These statements feel factual, but they're summaries. They are conclusions drawn from repeated experiences. Over time, repetition becomes identity, and identity begins filtering perception. You notice evidence that confirms the story. You ignore evidence that contradicts it. Humans prefer consistency over growth. If you believe you're not confident, you will unconsciously behave in ways that preserve that belief. Because changing identity creates internal instability. Your brain values predictability. Even if the identity is limiting, it feels safe. That's why change feels threatening. Not because you can't grow, but because growth disrupts narrative continuity. Your ego isn't arrogance, it's structure. It protects the story of who you are. When someone challenges your competence, it reacts. When failure contradicts your self image, it resists. When success conflicts with your internal narrative, it downplays it. Identity defends itself, even against improvement. This is why real change often feels uncomfortable. It requires rewriting the script. Here's the important distinction: you have a narrative, but you are not identical to it. You can observe your patterns, you can question your assumptions, you can update your self description. The moment you recognize that identity is constructed, you gain flexibility. Not to reinvent yourself dramatically, but to adjust deliberately. And that creates psychological freedom. If who you are is partly constructed, then it can't be reconstructed. Not through intensity, not through force, but through small, consistent shifts in behavior that gradually alter the narrative. In the next video, we'll examine how to rebuild yourself intentionally without relying on motivation or dramatic transformation. Subscribe if you want clarity about who you are becoming, not just who you've been.